Hey, I'm Suzy, and welcome to 30 Minutes of Dance. Today's class is a dancer's cross-training workout where we'll focus on agility and balance. I'll be using a yoga mat, but you're welcome to work on a rug today if that's better. I also have a yoga strap and a block. You could use a hand towel, a pillow, or a novel, something that will give you some support. And we'll begin on the floor, on our backs. So have your water nearby and take your time, take it easy on your way down. If you need to use a chair or the table just to help step back, then feel free to use what you have accessible to assist on your dismount. I'll be coming to the end of the mat here. Take a deep breath wherever you are. It's good to be together and breathing and moving, bending the knees, hinging at the hips, and then stepping your lucky leg back into a lunge. We all have one lucky leg, yes. And then walk your hands down towards the floor. So we come from a lunge position to all fours, and then from all fours, sit off to whatever side feels the best. Now, as you come down, side lie, so we snuggle in. This is part of the warm-up, yeah? Just getting into the earth here. And then lie on your side as if you were comfy in bed, yeah? And then roll onto your back, spreading the energy out. So this is all, moves that you do, getting in and out of the car, in and out of the bed. The lunge is a good way to kind of practice getting dressed. And these are all the things we want to be balanced and open and agile to do. So as you come onto your back, allow the arms to be wherever feels good, and begin by shifting the weight of the legs side to side. So this is a warm-up for the feet, as well as some awareness through the lower leg, the knee, how the knee connects to the thigh and the thigh rests in the pelvis. Your range of motion, may be tighter on one side or the other. So take your time and really feel your way through. Yeah, notice what your end range is and don't push it. Take a breath back from your edge. And then come on to the center point, heel-toe your feet closer together and push down through the feet. Keep the arms by your side. Elbows are pressing down into the earth. Keep your head straight on your spine, simply lifting the hips up and down a few times. So there's nothing to see here, folks. Just keep your gaze straight ahead and come up and down a few times. So you're planted in the feet. All right, feel balance between the right and left side. And at first, maybe you feel one leg's pushing more than the other, or again, you've got that lucky leg, yeah? So what's the other leg doing? Does one knee feel like it's working harder than the other? Is there any crankiness? Let's get a feel for what's going on as we begin, so we can sense how we affect change in the body through these exercises. Good, take one more, and then lower down. Now, bring your feet closer together, so heel toe, and take your right leg, just bend it and draw the knee in towards you. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Now, if that's cranky at all, you could use your hands on the thigh. You could even rest your foot on the knee and keep this supported right here. It's enough. If it feels good in your body to unfold the leg, ankle at the thigh, easy rocking. If it's still too much, take the leg just by your side and you can use the opposite hand or even the block to support the opening of the outer hip. Right, to be agile and balanced, we need to be flexible and open as well, yeah? So that we're ready to move. And so the block might help if you feel good with the ankle crossed. Go ahead and stay with that. And then allow the shape to do the same rinsing side to side, the windshield wiper. And And you might even use the block to like, oh, catch you if you go too far. Yeah, and the opposite hand to remind you, oh, and assist if you need. The right foot is flexed, so we keep that awareness continuing up through the whole chain of the leg. Support the knee. Notice if you feel any tensing in the neck or the jaw here, and consciously let it go. And then come back to the center, stretch the right leg out, and then kick it down to the floor, and kick it up and down 2 more times. Noticing how the core and the breath are moving the leg closer to you. Rest, plant both feet. Let's go back to the beginning, or take the arms in close. Feel grounded, balanced in both feet, and then push through the upper body to lift the hips, engage the outside of the hip there, and kind of give the glutes, your backside a squeeze, and then coming back down. So up and down, puffing the chest up, feeling the breath moving up into the rib cage, into the chest, into the collarbones. Last one. And then relax. Now, the left leg, easy, just bring it up, knee comes towards you. Again, if the ankle coming across feels sharp in any way on your knee, keep the foot flexed. You can adjust and use your hands around the back of the leg, rest the foot on the thigh, and support it here. Just this is really nice to release the low back. Option also, if it feels like it's very tight, take the leg and drop it out, foot on the floor, and just drop it into the support of the block. Right, path of least resistance. It's a good path. Now, if you still feel good here, you're rocking. The range is your range of motion, right? You don't want to feel like you get like overwhelmed and everything falls over to the side. But instead that you could support this even with the block to remind you like, oh, okay, that's my range. Not wanting to go any further one way or the other. Now we're just opening up the lower body and the hips to rotate, staying very neutral across the chest and shoulders. Take a breath. Come on back to center. Use your hands as you need. Unfold the leg. And it doesn't have to be straight. We're just tapping into the core here and how the breath lifts the leg. How the exhale pulls the navel down and it rebounds the leg up toward you. Take one more. And then relax. Now, last thing here. Take the legs out just a little wider than your mat, and if you're on the rug, it could be just a little bit wider than a beach towel. Yeah, so you're in an X shape, slightly wider than your hips. And then I'm going to move my gear out of the way here. So make sure you have space. You need room. You need space. Now, everyone's shoulders are different, so if you prefer, you can have the arms more at a 90-degree angle out to the side. Goalpost is an option, or incrementally start to move on the diagonal, only where it feels like you still have your neck. Yeah, you've still got the length and there's no tension across the neck and the shoulders. If you can reach the arms up on the diagonal, coming into an X shape, flex the feet and really like reach through the fingertips and splay the hands, and then relax and stretch and relax. One more, woo, big reach. And relax. Now, take your left hand, put it behind your head, and then plant your right foot. So we'll be working with the opposition, right? Sort of, the essence of like a bicycle, slow-mo bicycle, but we're stopping somewhere along the path. So it doesn't have to be big, like running it out in the bicycle fashion, but instead, curling up, heads in your hand, you're nice and connected here, no tension, and just bringing the knee toward your chest and then lie back down. Contracting left ribs, right hip, feeling the diagonal line that crosses the body. Now, you could stay here. It's enough to even pick up the elbow and the knee. If it feels like tension on your neck, stay down. Start to feel the core muscles that create this connection, this thread. If it's interesting to you and you want to take a straight leg, you could kick the leg up, pointed, flexed. If it's still interesting, you'll feel the quad for sure. If it's still interesting, then you could take the opposite chest, shoulder, elbow, and the leg's bent, it's straight, it's flexed, it's pointed, whatever gets you through, again, with the least amount of resistance and stress. Right? You can be challenged without being overwhelmed. Relax. When you're done, that's when you really feel like, oh, that makes a big difference. Yes, I'm connected to my core. My arms and my legs are connected. This diagonal line is supporting me and balancing me. Now let's explore the other side. So again, left leg bends, arms out on the diagonal, perhaps tuck the head underneath, or tuck the hand under the head, and let your head drop back. It's enough to pick up the knee on the diagonal as if the knee were coming toward your shoulder. Left knee, could be left knee and elbow. All right, you just get the feel for, okay, where is this movement initiated? How does it begin? What's the beginning, middle, and end of the movement? Now perhaps only if you're not pulling on your head, don't pull on your noggin. Yeah, you can come up with the knee bent, taking the chest and the thigh toward one another. Take rests as you need. And perhaps if it feels good to straighten the leg, like a big yawn, you can flex the leg toward you and then take it down. Now again, this might be a lot, right? So point it, flex it, feel the quadricep, the teardrop muscle there shaped on top, right above the knee. Yeah, the front of the leg, so strong. Now, if you can, put them together, the knee and the elbow. Make it your own, knee and the chest. The leg could be straight as you kick up, feeling the rib cage thread in and down and across into the left low belly. Last one or two. And then release it all. Spread out that good feeling. And then slowly bring your feet back to plank. Elbows in close, let's even it out. So now from all this energy wide, I want you to press and lift. Excellent, and then gently release back down. Roll over to your side and press up. Come to sit for a moment, however you're comfortable. I'm gonna sit on the block and prop myself up a little higher. If your knees aren't comfy in this like crisscross applesauce situation, then you can always work with one leg straight, both legs straight. You could do this seated in a chair as well. Taking the strap in hand, and now, so this X shape, we'll explore seated for a moment without losing the connection to the core or the lower body and the legs kind of zipping up. So holding onto the buckle bit if you have a strap. If you have a hand towel, hopefully it's long enough. Yeah, you may have to go for a bath towel, and or a bathrobe. Tie is a good length, or a tie scarf. It all works. Just do it. Now, from here, you're gonna pull the strap taut. And I want you simply to rotate right and left. However it feels best in your wrists, right? You don't have to flex out. Palms could be down or out to the side. Thumbs up's really nice. Yeah, so try it on. Like, okay, what feels the best in my body? Yeah, and it's active, but not reactive. Could you take the arms up on the diagonal and still feel that rotation, right? This is our head on a swivel, prepared, right? We are response able here as we go side to side. integrating the breath and the movement. Now, maybe the little lean side to side, pushing up and out one side more so than the other, reaching with the hips and the ribs and the armpits and the fingertips. Now let's reach up and over and turn back to center, up and over with a little turn. So reach and turn, center, reach and turn, center. From your core, reach up and out, rebound, rotate, center. Reach up and over, pull in, pull up, and turn back to center. Release. Woo! Feeling the blood flow down from the fingertips. Take a nice breath into the side of your ribs, all the way up into the armpits. And then let's shift to hands and knees. If your knees are sensitive, you can always fold your mat over, or you could use a blanket, a towel. So it's good to be sensitive. So I'll use this just for fun today. Yeah, a little fold in my mat. And then moving the gear out of the way as you come to hands and knees. Everything we do on our hands and knees, you could do on your forearms and your knees if you prefer. So coming into this sense of the diagonal again, we'll plant the hands directly underneath the shoulders. Wag your tail just because it's fun. Wag your tail to the right. So we did this on our back, yeah? We moved the knees right and left. We had that windshield wiper action. Just move your hips to the right and then look over your right shoulder gently, keeping the head on the spine. Just a little nod, and then hips go left and look over your left shoulder gently. A little nod, right hips and gaze, and left hips and gaze. Good, come back to center. Now you feel how the rib cage and the hips are connected. Let's extend the left leg back behind. You're on the ball of the foot. Make sure your hands, you can even, crawling is a really big key movement for agility here. So maybe you can pick up one hand and shift in the other hand like a cat kneading the mat here. And then using the left leg, pressing the ball of the foot into the floor, then reach, thumbs up. Yes, we're doing it. Thumbs up with the right arm. But rather than like lifting everything up, I want you to lift the navel up and pull actually the limbs in toward you. So pull the navel up and then lift the rib cage into the back body. Pull the arm into the chest and then float the back leg up, pressing down into the top of the right foot. Pull the hip and the rib toward one another. And then draw the elbows and the knee toward one another as you reach back out. Oh, almost took my mat with me. Ooh, I better pull up a little higher. Ooh, that's one way to make me work more. And then let's take two more. Elbow to knee. And rest. Plant the hands. If you need, come off the forearms. Round the navel towards your spine. And then relax. Opposite side. So you build the framework back up, hands under shoulders, step and stride the right ball of the foot back. There's a tendency to collapse here, so pull in, pull up. Feel like you're pulling the front of your mat towards the back of the mat. And then as you're reaching with the back leg, see if you might crawl side to side. Just getting a feel for this. Spread the hands out like wide fans. And then as you reach through the inner heel, the inner knee, the inner arch of the right foot, lift, thumbs up, the left arm. And again, when one element shifts, it all tends to want to sink. Can you inflate the back of the body? Pull the navel in and up. Now, if this feels like a place you want to stay, hang out here. If you can, consider bringing the knee and the elbow toward one another and then reach it back out. We did this on our back, similarly. Whoa. Now, you can take the leg off the floor. I forgot to float my leg off the floor. I was so excited. Try one more. You got it. And then from here, plant, come back onto your knees, rest on your forearms, and release. Now come back up onto your forearms. Take a deep breath in. From here, stretch through the left leg right away. Right arm reaches thumbs up. Lift the arm and the leg right away. Stay on the ball of the back foot this time. So slightly different base. And then take the arm out to the side and the leg out to the side. If this is challenging, it is. It's so challenging. You could keep the hand on the floor and just sort of slide it out, again, on the diagonal. So you're taking the arm and the leg out and open on the diagonal and then back to center. Right, so it's enough right here. You might even need to, like, you know, walk your fingers, slide the toes. If it's interesting, you want to try and take the arm and the leg out to the side and then back in, out to the side and in. All right, and again, up to you. Where do you need? Pull the knee in, rest. Sit back towards your heels if you like. And we'll try the other side. All right, so it's just try to stay interested in how you maintain balance. When things shift, right leg reaches, stay on the ball of the left foot. If it feels good to your knee, if you need to change it up, you can always be the top of the foot, but this is, again, another variation just to keep us present. Now, as you reach out, again, if it's too much, hands down and walk the hand and the leg maybe 15 degrees out to the side. Right leg goes right, left hand goes out to the side off the mat. Maybe you can take it up a little higher, pull in at your core. Maybe you can take the arm and the leg in opposite directions. The leg doesn't have to be that high. It could, right? But it's up to you. I feel it in this first variation, and then I really feel it in the last. And then gently place the hands, sit hips towards heels, any amount. Come off your forearms for a moment, or on your forearms, off your hands for a moment. And then gather, feel like you're pulling the elbows towards your knees, knees towards your elbows, feel your core. And then walk yourself back up. So now take your lucky leg, the leg that stepped back in the lunge, and step it forward. So you're gonna put it forward through your hands. From here, curl the back toes under if they're not, and then you can use your hands, use the chair, and step to a chair position, yeah, and then stand tall as you come up and explore. Okay, now I'm in my arms and my legs, all of this grounded work. I'm gonna open my mat back up just so I don't tumble. And then slide anything out of the way that you may need to clear so you have space to try on this X shape. Now you could work on or off your mat, up to you. Yeah, I'm just trying on both options. And then come into the X shape. Bend your knees. Squat like it's a plie, not sitting back in a chair. Yeah, so just elevator ride straight down first. So you just want to feel like, okay, what's the difference? The plie, activate the glutes, and then just up and down. Now, what's the difference if I sit back, hinging at the hips, keeping the spine in flow, nice long neck, easy shoulders, sit way back into the hip creases, pull the hips back to counterbalance at the feet. Now come back and stand tall. You're in your legs now. Let's take that side bend. Again, if the arms get tired, you can come down. Hands to hips also works. Now come up, bend the knees a bit, and then start to rotate. So this is gonna be maybe 15 degrees. Like, oh. You can use your jazz hands and sort of mime and push the window, but slight rotation through the torso. Yep, side bend, center, rotation, and again, side bend, and this a little, and release. Reach the arms back up if you can, if they will. Side bend, back to center, and then easy knees, take the rotation. Side bend, Pull up from your base. Easy knees, rotate. One more time. Excellent. Release. Now, reach up with the right arm. A little point through the left leg. Now, we did this, yes, on our backs. We did this on our hands and knees. Now, we're gonna try to do it, standing. Imagine, you could also just tap, but imagine you're bringing the elbow and the knee together, like you're closing this hinge of a door. And then reach out, sit back in a deep chair, lift up, shift, elbow to knee, or tap. Hold space with the opposite arm, reach, sit, lift, push off, and gather. Inhale, exhale, inhale. The exhale is the contraction across the center. Exhale, tendu, exhale, and sit down, push off, balance. Rest here, roll the shoulders, turn your toes out slightly. As you sit down, fingertips forward, take the right shoulder and then the left shoulder across. Now, plie through the center, come on up, heel toe the feet, a little closer together, like parallel hips width. Now, I want you to simply bend your knees. You can wiggle it out some if you need, but bend your knees as if you were jumping, as if you were gonna like, dig in. You're on a trampoline. Life is a trampoline, yeah? And you're gonna sit down and then pull it all up and in. Sit down, up and in. A little closer underneath you. And then catch it and pause, test your balance. Point your toe. Send the leg out in front and pulley it up. Out to the side, parallel. Pulley it in. Now take it behind you and coil up. One more, out to the side and bring it in. Plie with a little and then some come on down. Your sound effects are welcome. Plie, lift it up. Catch it. Test your balance. Hey. As you reach, point the toe, lift it higher, and then send it out in front. If you're wobbly, it's good to be alive, yeah? We wobble. If you want to use a wall or a chair, send it out to the side. Feel free. But I hope you're feeling more connected at your center. Reach back to the core. Take it out. So hopefully balance is slightly easier. And then release. Good. Wrap and gather. Push off, wrap and gather. Side to side. Good. Last one. Each side. And then come back to the middle. Now bring your feet together. I'm going to turn just to give a profile. Yes. So 2 feet or 1. That in and of itself can be very challenging. Step your right foot forward. Again, if you need, use your wall. And you're on like a tightrope here. Yes. Press like you're pushing through water. Bend your knees on the tightrope. And like let it balance. Yeah, you could go. You're pushing the arms through water. Maybe you could even rise up here. 1 foot right in front of the other and let it go. Tip the scale. Yeah, or do your old school moves. Plie, pivot, other side. 2 feet, same line. Use support if you need. Inhale, exhale. Yeah, and let it just flow side to side. As you're bending the knees and sitting straight down, feel this openness, this connection at the core. Push down through the arms, rise up. Again, you may feel that wavering. Side to side. Rise up as high as you can. And then plie. Rise and shift. Right down through the middle. Push off. And other side, push off. Last little bit, push off. And see if you can lift the leg out to the side. Whoa, right? Still on the tightrope. Zip up through your core. And then back through center. And again, ooh, parallel. Reaching, pointing. Okay, back through the middle. Now, reach the arms out and up. Lean up and off to the side. Bend the standing leg. Let the arms come down, thumbs up. And then see if you can just float the arms. Yeah? Lift the leg a little higher. And then, outer hip, other side. You're gonna push off. Keep it parallel. Lift it up any amount. And then you reach up. Turn the leg in, pull the navel in. Lift up. And then let it breathe. Maybe you can take it slightly higher. Outer hip, outer hip, outer hip. And back through the middle. Lean to one side, give it a little pat. You can use your fists. Side to side. Reach up on the diagonals. Take the deepest breath of the day, feeling that you're ready to move freely about your day. Balanced, steady, playful. I hope you enjoyed your time tapping into the core, that you feel steady today and ready to take on whatever is before you. I'm Suzy. I look forward to moving with you again soon. Have a beautiful day.